to Yoga Avec Moi's first ever weekly, we're starting to do it weekly, thrice monthly physical yoga classes. So this is going to be a part of the membership series where we really wanted to basically improve our membership portal, and we asked everyone what could we do. And some people in the week's questions always ask for yoga postures, and I've been giving some here and there for specific areas of the body and things like that. But I thought I would start a more regular series of classes where we really focus on a theme, and we really focus on how to physicalize that virtue. So the first, we're going to go through the yamas and niyamas. The yamas and the niyamas are basically the first 10 universal laws or vows that you have to do in the 8 steps of enlightenment. The third step is the physical yoga. So traditionally, people were not allowed to practice the physical asanas without mastering first the yamas and the niyamas. And the yamas and the niyamas are basically the do's and the don'ts. The do's are basically things that you must at all times practice with the outside world. And the don'ts are things that you must never do within yourself, essentially. So the first 5, the first virtue is non-violence, essentially, ahimsa. So this kind of virtue is basically the beginning of all of life. This is the most important value in yoga, and that is non-violence, not to go beyond your limits, not to create more harm than good. So we're going to do a practice that really kind of focuses on ahimsa and really focuses on that spiritual law and value, and to see how we can physicalize a spiritual quality, essentially. So rather than do this traditionally, we first have to master these before we're able to do the physical yoga postures. In modern day times, more of the principles is to master these spiritual virtues whilst in practice. So to do the practice and to try to master these virtues at the same time. So we're going to begin with these 10 spiritual virtues. We're going to have about an hour and a half of practice together. The first 40 to 50 minutes is going to be physical yoga postures, and then we're going to do about 20 minutes of yoga nidra, which is a systematic relaxation practice. And then we're going to do 10 to 15 minutes of questions. So if anybody has any. So basically, we're going to start really simple today. Today's all about nonviolence. So we're first going to begin with a prayer. So to get centered, to get aligned, to basically begin our practice and to begin the sacred journey. Essentially, our yoga mat is our spiritual laboratory. Everything that we experience on the yoga mat are things that we take on in our day-to-day lives. And so we basically use this time to go through difficulties on the mat so that our mind is primed and set to be able to take on the world. So we always begin this with a sacred chant. So just close your eyes in this moment, and wherever you're sitting, just sit comfortably and put your hands on your knees and straighten your spine so that your sit bones, your heart, your head is all in one line. So you might have to move back your shift your weight back a little bit. And maybe you can even lift up the skin off your sit bones and begin focusing on your breath. Focus on your inhales and on your exhales. Really centering into this practice. Notice the space between your inhales and your exhales. God grant that the light of unity may envelop the whole earth, and that the seal the kingdom is God may be stamped upon the brow of all His people. God grant that the light of unity may envelop the whole earth, and that the seal the kingdom is God may be stamped upon the brow of all His people. Keeping your eyes closed. If you have glasses, just remove them from your face for a little bit, up on your head or on the floor. Bring your hands together in front of your chest and begin rubbing them so you generate some heat. And then once you feel some heat in your hands, then cup your eyes. And in the palm of your hands, just blink open your eyes. And open your fingertips a little bit to let more light in and adjust to the light. And blink some more left and right, looking up and down in the crevices. And then whenever you're ready, just drop your hands down. Just wanted to see if this is focused. All right, cool. Okay, so we're gonna start slow. We're gonna start in Dandasana pose. So this is straight-legged pose, essentially. What we're going to do with this is we're going to flex our feet towards our face. And we're really going to kind of like find this posture. This posture is going to seem a little weird to stay in it because you're not, your sit bones are not really right. So if you lift the meat or your buttocks like a little bit up so that it's just your sit bones like touching the floor, you might feel a bit more stable here. And you kind of need to stay in the center of your body. So like on your sit bones, and just stay here for a bit. And really just bringing the virtue that we practice, like nonviolence, to see whether or not this is something that is truly can really be felt here. So in this posture, we're going to take an inhale in. And we're going to see how far our hands on our knees can go forward. If it's to our shins or it's to our knees, just stay here. As long as you're feeling a stretch underneath your legs, you're good to go. Okay. And then you want to move forward a little bit see how much you can go. If you can touch your toes, you can touch your toes. If you can go beyond your toes, go beyond your toes. If you can even clasp your hands underneath, like maybe bringing the feet together and grabbing your wrists, just do whatever you feel like is your edge, and stay there and just drop your head wherever you are so that you feel an elongation of your neck here. So what we want to do is kiss the border of our limits, and just really gently, like a gentle kiss, not like an aggressive French kiss, but just a gentle lips to lips. Like I want you to like kiss the border between your limits. So if you're feeling a little bit of stretch, if your like legs are shaking, too much, go back. So really just kissing it. Like we're being gentle lovers to ourselves. So non-violence begins with ourselves first, really. So if we don't know what non-violence feels like in our physical body, how could we know how to deal with the outside world with non-violence, right? So just kissing the border and really focusing on your breath here, bringing the focus of stillness in your body, in your mind, and in your breath here. If the breath is not even, you're doing too much. So you really want to maintain that. Even if you can begin to control the breath and regulate it softly, but it shouldn't be so much effort. A little bit of effort, conscious effort is okay, but not where you're breathless. So see, I'm here in this posture and I can still have a conversation and talk. And I'm also regulating my breath at the same time. Whenever you're ready, suck your stomach in and lift up a little, back up all the way, and just move your hands back to a sitting posture. So where you are back on your sit bones. And I want you to just see how your legs feel right now, and just like rotate your ankles and kind of like activate it a little bit and just see what that feels like, and maybe like shake out your All right, we just got a little disconnected here. Come back to center. Seeing the focus. So once you're here, I want you to open your legs to the sides of your mat, or however much you can do that. What would be easier to kind of lift up, as people are usually kind of like hollowed back here in this posture? You want to actually sit on some cushions, put it underneath you so that you're sitting up, so that your spine can be straight and you're feeling like you can be more upright, essentially. Okay, so as you're here, see how far your legs can go, okay? You're not supposed to follow me as in like your body must look like me, but strive for this posture. So if you're here, cool, stay here. What we're doing here is kissing the border of our limits and our potential. So if this is where we are, if we're starting to feel a little stretch underneath our legs, we're there already, right? So this is my limit, or I could probably do a little bit more, but we're just staying here and we're really making sure our form is a bit more. So we're not going beyond. Today, we're just kissing the limits. We're not really pushing ourselves. So flex the feet. So really activate the legs so that it's like you feel the underneath your knees are like really pressing down on the floor, and just kind of get comfortable here. So you should be feeling a lot of stretch underneath your legs here, and just really elongating your spine. And just begin focusing on your breath. Noticing if your breath is steady and bringing the stillness to 3 parts of your body. So noticing if you have stillness in the body, stillness in the mind, and stillness in the breath. If your stillness is maintained here, dropping your hands down, and see if you can take this a little bit further. But if you're already in your limit, stay there. For those who maybe can do a bit more today, see how your body feels. See if you can go down on your elbows, maybe just test it out to see if today's your day. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Every day our body feels different. Today we might not be able to do it, tomorrow we might be, or tomorrow we might be, today we cannot. So just staying where your body is telling you to be in. Bringing that focus to your body, your mind, and your breath. And bringing the hands closer to your groin. And then slowly kind of bending one leg at a time, very gently. Okay, we were in that pose for quite some time, so our legs might be feeling a little bit. So we can get off our cushions in the back if we had them, and then just like shake out our legs right here. Okay, wake it up, wake it up. So hands behind us, and also like lifting up so your hips are really shaking and kind of getting a little bit of relaxation here, and just really shake it out. So we want to bring our feet, the soles of our feet together. Okay, and you can stay on the cushion if you like, since again here you might feel a little bit of, just to be a little bit more lifted is great. So if your knees are below your hips, that's okay. But if you're like in this posture, put more cushions underneath, so until your knees can kind of like flop downwards. So if you're like even in a higher position, it would be like this. So this is actually really great for you. So as long as your knees are below your hips, that's cool. So just be in this butterfly pose and allow your legs to kind of open again. So you still feel a similar stretch to what we did before. Just put our hands on our knees and maybe even just push down a little bit here. And again, we're working with non-violence, right? We're kissing the borders of our potential and our and where we are right now. And we're learning, we're discerning what that border is. And taking an inhale here. And on the exhale, I want you to bow your head down and go as far as your hands can go. So maybe you can go all the way where your elbows are on the ground, or your fingertips are here, wherever we're kissing the borders, right? So I'm trusting that you are listening to your body and where that is. And I want you to relax your head down so you get a stretch in the back of your neck. And you're allowing the sides of your legs as well as the inner thighs to kind of like receive a stretch here. And again, bringing that focus to stillness in the body, in the mind, and in the breath. So we don't want to agitate either of these three components, right? If we can't keep our mind still when we're in a more advanced stretch, then we need to back up a little bit, right? We really want to bring that stillness to us more than anything, because we want to be in the witness layer where we can recognize and discern where our capacity is lying. So we don't want to take ourselves out of that throne or out of that pocket. So make sure that to bring yourself back, if you're not maintaining yourself in that pocket, and really staying focused to that practice. We're focused on recognizing what nonviolence is, and that requires you to stay and remain in the witness layer. So wherever you are, bringing stillness to your body, to your mind, and to your breath. And just keep your focus on your breath throughout the remaining posture. So it's really to follow your breath and to become really curious as to what it's like. Whenever you're ready, bring your hands closer to your feet. Just relax them on the knees for a little bit. Bring your spine back to center and just feel how your spine feels for a moment here. See if you observed nonviolence in that posture, and maybe what sort of attitudes or habits or adjustments you would need to make for the next posture. So extending out the legs and just giving it a little wiggle, a little shake. Again, the same thing, wiggling out, shaking the legs up and down, lifting the hips and shaking left and right. We should be feeling a little bit of tension in the groin area, just that whole area like opening, and really like feeling a sense of opening and expansion. So coming back into butterfly pose here. Coming back into butterfly pose. And bring the palm of the feet, soles of the feet together. And I want you to go to the left side this time. So your hands are on your left and your right knee. And I want your head to kind of go closer to your knee. And what I really want you to focus on is this sit bone not to come up, but to stay down, okay? So we're not going like this, but we are just kind of like staying here where we can focus on the sit bones being like anchored onto the ground, okay? So here, we're going to just focus on our breath. Bringing stillness to the body, to the mind, and to the breath. And really almost like pushing, making sure the right knee or right sit bones is actively trying to anchor down the right sit bones. Notice if you can keep your breath steady with equal inhalations and equal exhalations. And whenever you're ready, just lifting up, bringing your hands closer to your shins and your thighs, and lifting up to center, and just like staying in the center here and just noticing how your body feels. Your left and your right side should feel different as you did one side and not the other, right? And then moving both our hands to the left and right side of our right knee. And really just relaxing our head down here. Anchoring the left sit bones, actively pushing it down as we try to stretch out our sides here. And really relaxing your head down to your right knee as much as you can. Bringing stillness to the three areas, the body, the mind, and the breath. And kind of noticing that if gravity is naturally bringing you down, are you still coherent with the virtue of nonviolence? Are you still able to practice it if gravity is taking you down? Does this natural force mean that it is honoring your physical boundaries? Or is it slowly and gently opening you up to it? Really got to be honest with yourself, which actually happens to be the second universal vow that we'll be practicing next week. But for today, just see if this is honoring your limits. Lifting up whenever you're ready. And just kind of wait here and just see how your body feels. Just notice from side to side. Really straightening out our legs and just shaking it from left and right. Lifting up our hips and shaking from left and right as well. And then coming forward, we're going to bend the right leg. Okay, we're going to hop it over to the left leg. And we're going to kind of lay it flat here so that knee is on top of knee. And then we're going to bend the left leg towards our right sit bones. So both the sit bones should be on and the knees should be stacked directly on top of each other. If this is too much of a stretch for you, straighten out the right leg and just stay here. But for those who can go here, making sure that the knee is stacked on top of the knee. So you might need to even go forward, move a little forward like this, and sit back down so that you can get these together. So there should be absolutely no space in between your thighs, okay? So really like lifting up here, and just breathing. Seeing if you can be here with stillness of the body, of the mind, and of the breath. If this posture is fine for you, seeing if you can bring your hands in front of your knees and maybe even coming down onto your elbows if you like. But wherever you are, we're kissing the border of our current state and our potential, and seeing if anywhere we are at, maybe in the beginning of the pose, we could stay in here, but then as we're continuing, we're like, no, this is starting to get non-violent here. We're starting to push it. We know our body is not ready, so straighten out the leg, okay? The purpose of this practice is to really develop the discernment and the process or the borders or the frequencies or the understandings of when nonviolence is starting to occur. And it might not be in the beginning of our practice. It might not be in the beginning of a pose. It might be in the middle. And how do we enter out of it? And how do we also manage the thoughts that we have if we are to get out of a pose? So for instance, if we need to get out of this pose, how do we, what are our following thoughts? Our following thoughts that we failed, that we're not doing what the teacher is doing, and we're not following what the teacher's body is doing. So that means we're failing, or that we are, we're weak, we gave up. Or is it that you're honoring your body and perhaps those negative forms of thinkings, I call them ants, automatic negative thoughts, or whether these ants are trying to like eat up our mind. This is why we really practice stillness of the mind in this practice. So if you can't stay still of your mind in a posture, come back to it. Whenever you're ready, relaxing the left leg first down, and then bringing the right knee down, relaxing it. You might take some more time to get out of the posture. Be very slow with yourself. The speed does not need to match me. When someone has practiced for several years and is teaching postures, they might forget how long it took them to actually be in that posture. So I want this to be something that you're aware of time of practicing definitely is reflective in the person's practice. So left leg forward, and then bring it over to the right knee. And maybe you just stay here. And we also want to notice our left and right sides of the body because they're usually not balanced. So maybe on one side of the leg, we could do it, but the other side we can't. Or on one side, we could do it really well. On maybe one side, we couldn't do it, but the next time, the next side, we might actually be doing it a lot more. So it's like really not to put expectations on yourself of what your capacity is, but really to actually meet your body and to see what you can do and see if this is feeling good for you here. And if you want to stack them up a little bit more, shimmy and tighten up the legs and bring it back down so that your sit bones are again both on the ground here. Okay, so this is shoelace pose. This is probably the most challenging pose that for me, like hips here are super tight. This is by far the posture that agitates my mind the most. So really to be gentle with whichever of the postures that we did before to get up to this point is like these principles of nonviolence, of really meeting your body where it's at is really important. So bringing stillness to the body here. Stillness to the mind. And stillness to the breath. And sometimes like this leg might want to like fling over. So if you just put your hands on it and kind of just keep it in place, that's okay. You might feel a greater stretch on the left side. Or you should also be feeling it like underneath your thighs here too. For people who are constantly thinking about the future and what the future is going to hold and all these things, they're not quite present. So what ends up happening is that we lean forward to our left leg when we're walking, and frequently, and we don't have our weight in our right heel, which is really being in the present moment. So what ends up happening is that this part of our left side shortens. So we're literally like on the balls of our left feet standing, and the hips are shortened and tighter here. And what that ends up doing is that it really tightens up the hips and doesn't really allow for blood flow to the knees. And so we might even have like knee problems here, because knee problems in our inner thighs, because our outer sides of our knees are really, really exceptionally tight. So if we're not usually thinking in the present, and we're always thinking about what's going to happen, what can we do, you're going to feel a lot of tightness on your left-hand side here. So this might be an exceptionally challenging posture for you to do, and to really, when you're focusing your breath on this posture, really being okay with extending out the bottom leg out, because you might feel so much tension that you're just so agitated you can't be in this posture. So really kissing your limits, really emphasizing this point, kissing our limits. I'm speaking a lot more because this is usually a challenging pose for people, and I'm trying to talk more to get you through it. But really focusing on your breath, making sure and seeing if you need to make an adjustment, and bringing stillness to the body, to the mind, and to the breath. If you're feeling it somewhere in your body, you can really actually take your breath's attention over here where you're feeling it, which I am right now at the same time. You might even notice like your breath, like it's like skip a couple beats, like almost, when you're like finished a cry and you're like making these kind of like sounds. It's like just allowing your body's opening up to releasing emotions. And so in every yoga posture that we're doing, we're really like lighting up a torch in the places of our body that has like darkness or is in a shadow. So we shed a light on it. So by being in a posture like this, we're really kind of exposing all crevices of our body to light and awareness and breath, to kind of activate it, to rejuvenate it, not allowing any corner of our bodies to feel decay or die or just feel lack of energy or stagnation, energetic stagnation. Whenever you're ready, straightening out, lifting your leg, straightening out the right leg, and then bringing the left leg down. Exhaling through your mouth if there's any tension, and really shaking it out here. Lifting up the hips, and really experiencing kind of like really shaking it out. So really letting go of all the tension that has been built there. So if there's any feeling like there should be, your hips and legs should feel completely relaxed. So really just keep shaking until you feel that, right? Like really allowing that stagnation to release itself. Okay. So now that we're here, we're going to start going into pigeon pose. So this is similar in the sense where we are focusing on our hips and on the places of our body that like we sit and we feel a bit of stagnation in just the hip region. So let me drink some water. Take a sip yourself if you have some nearby. We want to be non-violent to our throats as we speak as well. So even though we are taking our bodies into challenging poses, we still want to nourish and nurture it as we do some difficult things. So bringing our hands, palm of our hands together, I'm going to start with the right leg so that you can see what's happening here. So actually the left leg, sorry. So bringing your hands kind of like in a plank position, you're keeping your knee down, and you want to be on the ball of your right foot and then kind of bring your left knee down and over, and then flatten out the right leg. And here you want to kind of like just lift up. You can be on the tips of your fingers here and like keep your hands on your hips and kind of see if you can like, actually your legs are so activated that you can lift your body up, right? You should be very strong here, both the thighs, like very strong. There was a movie that I saw called Mongolia or Mongol or something like that. And there was an older guy trying to teach a younger guy how to pick a lady. And he was like, you must look at her thighs to see if it is strong and can ride a horse, because she will be a good lover as well. So keeping these thighs really activated will basically make you a suitable mate, is what I'm trying to say. No, these are jokes. Our physical bodies are not what is going to make us an attractive mate. We know that it's always the spirit that wins. So being here and really flexing our left foot, keeping our palm of our hands down. And really you should be feeling like a big stretch on your left buttocks and on your groin area here. And I want you to relax your head down, bringing stillness to the body, to the mind, and to the breath. And I just wanted to say that if you can't bring your leg kind of like straight here, I want you to take it down a notch, okay? But always maintaining that even if you're here, I want this leg to be flexed, so you're protecting your knee. In yoga, it says you can mess with the gods, but not your knees. So be very careful of your knees and to see how it feels. As long as you're feeling a stretch on your, a kiss of a stretch on your left side of your body, you're good to go. And whilst you're here, your focus is on your breath, and your hands should be getting a little heavy. And if they are, and if you feel like your body is inviting you, and really maintaining our virtue of the practice, which is non-violence, Ahimsa, whether you can see if the next pose is something for you to go through. So to see if your body is inviting you, maybe to come onto your shoulder, onto your elbows, and relaxing your head down here. And if you can maintain stillness of the body, the mind, and the breath, you're welcome to stay here. If not, come back onto the palm of your hands and just stay here. And maybe as you're being here, you need to like lessen it because it's getting too deep, or it's like starting to get more agitated. The longer you are in a pose, the more it will agitate your mind. More difficult postures are stationary postures, not flowing postures. Flowing postures are for an agitated mind so that the body matches the mind in a sense. And then once you've matched the mind, then we begin to calm it down. But sometimes you need to meet it where it's at first before you can calm it down. So if you're feeling frustrated doing these postures, that's probably accurate because they're not easy. They're not your flow. It's not a flow where you can kind of stay out of the pose. All right, so you guys have been in here long enough. You're like, when is she gonna change it? Get on your tippy toes, take your knee back and just stay here in a little plank for 3, 2, 1. Drop on your knees and sit back down into child's pose and relax here. You did great. Stretching your hands out and open your legs so that your belly kind of is falling in between your legs. And just relax here, putting your heads down and bringing stillness again here to your body and your mind, and then your breath. Really letting go of the previous posture and bringing your attention into this one. Okay, coming onto the palm of your hands, tabletop position. We're going to switch legs. So shifting our weight, our upper body weight onto our hands, left leg on our tippy toes, bringing the right leg forward, straight flat, flexing the toes. Don't forget the toes flexing towards your knees, hands down, feeling a stretch here. Look back at your left leg to see if it's straight. And seeing where we are here, maybe needing to take this down, observing your left and right side of the body, which one's a little bit more tighter. So whenever you do this practice on your own, you can try actually to do your weak side first. Weak side meaning the tighter side, the one that brings you more agitation to your mind. That's the side where we're going to need to work on a little bit more, right? So staying there. And then just really relaxing here and bringing stillness to the body, to the mind, and to the breath. And really making sure, again, if your headlights, your hands are on your hips. And if you had headlights over here on your hips, that it would be shining straight, and really making sure that your legs can be strong here. And bringing the stillness to those 3 parts: body, mind, and breath. Seeing if you can go further in one posture, maybe coming onto your elbows, seeing if that's right for you. Kissing the edge. Relaxing the head here if you are down. You can even go into sleeping swan, which is going all the way down with your chest on the floor. But noticing if stillness can't be maintained in the body, you're doing too much. Coming on the palm of your hands again. Tuck your left leg in under. Just kind of be here, rocking forward and back, rocking forward and back. Shift your weight onto your hands. Take your right leg back and just be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees, open your legs, drop your head down into child's pose. And bringing stillness here in your mind and body, mind, and breath. Relaxing your legs down, coming up. Actually, getting into a seated posture and then lying back down. We're going to do a final twist before we end our practice. So bringing the knees, bending the knees, placing your feet on the ground, and then lifting up and just kind of massage your lower back. All of that buttocks and lower back activity that we did, just rocking from side to side. Really almost drawing like zeros with your knees in the sky and guiding your hands and drawing like a 0. And maybe in those areas where you're feeling a little bit of a kink and just like kind of like rolling that bit out a little bit more. If you have one, or if you're feeling open here, great. Really exhaling here and allowing your body to feel relaxed in here. You can almost like inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth just to relieve some tension in the body. And whenever you're ready, dropping the feet down on the ground, you can cross your right leg on top of the left. Take your arms out as like a cactus, lifting your legs and take it to the left side. But what I want you to do is almost like be on your tippy toes, lift up the left hip here and kind of take it over. And you might need to
adjust yourself so that your hip is really here. And you want to make sure that your shoulder is on the floor as much as possible here. So if you're trying to lift up from underneath your rib cage, push it to the left so that your chest, both your nipples are almost like facing the sky, the roof, the ceiling, and like your upper body is really twisting. And you can use your left side, left hand to kind of place it on your right leg to keep the knees down. And over here, you can just try to, as much as you can, to bring your shoulders down. And look at the palm of the right palm of your hands here. And to just give it like a little bit of a neck stretch as well. This is an excellent posture. If you're constipated, it really allows for you to release gas, if that's what it is, or if you're feeling gassy or constipated, just come into this twisting posture. You'll feel excellent afterwards. You might not even need to cross your legs because this is a bit more of an intense posture. You can just flop your both knees down to the left side with just keeping your knees together on top of each other. And really focusing on your breath here. So that you're creating more space in between your rib cages here, and just like one knot at a time, one vertebra at a time. You're kind of like opening up your spine here. Our spine can rotate certain degrees to the left and right, side to side, and the neck portion. I really want to keep that area mobile. And by doing a twist, you really allow that to happen. And also the neck is really important to keep its mobility, because if we get too rigid or inflexible, we'll notice tightness in our neck. And since the neck is the portion of our body which houses our throat area, then it's important to note that, to keep that channel clear, because our voices are expressions of ourselves and actually are like the likeness of God within each of us. So it's important to have that channel of expression cleared and bringing that stillness of your body, your mind, and your breath. If this is too intense for you, you can bring the legs down. If you want a more deeper stretch, you can bring the cross leg closer to your left armpit, really squeezing it into your stomach. And whenever you're ready, using your left hand, tuck your stomach in and let it be activated, and then bring it back to center. Uncross the leg, windshield wipe the knees left and right, just really allowing this pose to kind of relax itself, and just notice your rib cage and your spine, how it feels, and kind of neutralizing it. And just observe how your left and your right side of the body feel. Noticing if you did maintain nonviolence in that posture, or if maybe that was too much. What you could do on the next round or in the next pose to kind of do less, or where is the kissing of the border of our limits and potential, right? So keeping the knees flat now, crossing the left leg over and cactus arms out, and lifting, kind of pressing on the right foot, lifting twisting your hips and kind of tucking, using the right leg and tucking and pressing kind of over the left to keep it down. Use your right hand on your left knee to kind of keep it down, and really like almost like lifting your shoulders to kind of like twisting your upper body even more. It's hard to speak when you're in this posture as your lungs are being compressed. So your left hand, you're looking at it on the left side, and you're getting a stretch on your neck here. And if you want a deeper stretch, you bring it closer up to you, or if you want less, you take it down. You kind of elongate the distance between your stomach and your thighs. And you begin bringing stillness to the body, to the mind, and the breath. Whenever you're ready, tucking the stomach in, flexing the stomach, the right hand goes underneath the left leg, bringing it back to center. Uncross the leg, shimmy it, windshield wiper it from left and right, kind of seeing how your rib cage feels, your spine feels, your neck feels. They're going in different directions, so just kind of going with the flow here, seeing what your neck needs, seeing what your spine needs, and get a blanket over here because we're going to move into Shavasana. So your body temperature is going to drop a little bit. And I really want you to do this posture. This is by far the most important posture because we just worked on ourselves like so much. And we really want to imprint that goodness almost in our body. And I'm going to play a recording of a yoga nidra that I created. And this is so amazing that it's like one of these recordings that I created. It's difficult for me to do live because it's repeating so many times one specific thing. And so sometimes I'm actually not able to do this unless it's in a recording where we can edit it and piece things together. So it's very special in that sense. Let me drink some water. Having a little sip if your throat is dry. And so I'm super excited to share this. I'll be doing this practice with you. I'll be playing it. Hopefully the microphone will be able to pick it up.
It's about 20 minutes long. And I really want you to do this posture when you have no distractions. If you have any animals in the house, I want you to take them outside of the room right now so that they're not around your mat and like able to disturb you. Tell your family that, hey, I'm about to start a yoga nidra, don't disturb me, because this is going to deeply relax you so much that you might not actually be able to get out of the posture because you're so relaxed. It takes you to this place between consciousness and unconsciousness. It's kind of like sleepless, conscious sleep, in the sense that your body is so deeply relaxed as it is in sleep, but you're awake, you're conscious that you are present, essentially. So yeah, we're going to start this. This recording is nowhere to be found, so you guys are really special in being able to listen to this. This is one of the yoga nidras that I do on a daily basis whenever I get the time. And so yeah, I'll play this here. Lie down on your back and get into a comfortable posture with a blanket on top of you. Remain in complete stillness for the remaining meditation. You may make your final adjustments now. In this meditation, rotate your attention towards different parts of your body and repeat silently in your mind the greatest name, Allahu Akbar, as guided. Feel the vibrational sound of this sacred phrase reverberate in each part of your body, which will be repeated a total number of 285 times, equivalent 3 times 95 times. 3 is numerically significant because all things brought into creation requires 3 things. For example, a mother, a father, and baby. With the 3 times of repetition, we hope the creative power of the greatest name, Allahu Akbar, be made manifest within you. 95 is numerically significant in the Baha'i faith, as it represents saying it for the sake of God, Ilah. Refer to our Bicentenary Meditation Project blog for more information on the greatest name. Close your eyes and bring your attention to your body. Focus on your inhales and focus on your exhales, completely dropping any tension you have remaining in your body. Feel your body become really heavy. Bring your awareness to the right hand thumb. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Index finger. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Middle finger. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Ring finger. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Little finger. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Palm of the hand. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Back of the hand. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Wrist.
all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Lower arm, all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Elbow, all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Upper arm, all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Shoulder, all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Right side of the waist. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Hip. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Thigh, all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Knee, all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Lower leg, all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Ankle, all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Heel. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Sole of the foot. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Top of the foot. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Right big toe. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Second toe. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Third toe. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Fourth toe. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Fifth toe. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Bring your awareness to the left hand and continue to repeat the sacred phrase, Allahu Akbar, along with the repetition in your mind, and feel its vibration on the following areas of the body. Left hand thumb, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Index finger, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Middle finger, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ring finger, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Little finger, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Palm of the hand, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Wrist, all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Lower arm, all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Elbow, all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Upper arm, all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Shoulder, all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Left side of the waist. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Hip. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Thigh, all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Knee, all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Lower leg, all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Ankle, all sides. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Heel. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Sole of the foot. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Top of the foot. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Left big toe. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Second toe. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Third toe. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Fourth toe. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Fifth toe. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Bring your awareness to the top of the head and continue to repeat the sacred phrase, Allahu Akbar, along with the repetition, silently in your mind, and feel its vibration on the following areas of the body. Top of the head, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Forehead, all around. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Right eyebrow. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Left eyebrow. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Eyebrow center. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Right eye. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Left eye. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Right temple. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Left temple. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Right ear. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Left ear. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Right cheek. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Left cheek. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Nose. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Upper lip. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Lower lip. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Teeth. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Chin. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Front of the neck. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Heart center. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Rib cage. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Upper abdomen. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Navel center. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Lower abdomen. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Pelvis. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Bring your awareness to the back side of the body and continue to repeat the sacred phrase, Allahu Akbar, along with the repetition silently in your mind, and feel its vibration on the following areas of the body. Sit bones. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Low back. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Mid back. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Upper back. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. The whole spine. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Back of the neck. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Back of the head. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Top of the head. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Bring awareness to the right side of the body. Bring awareness to the right side of the body. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Now the left side of the body. Now the left side of the body. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Front of the body. Front of the body. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Back of the body. Back of the body. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. And now the whole body. The whole body. The whole body. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Feel your entire body vibrating and pulsating with the sound Allahu Akbar. 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 Feel your vibration intensify and expand outwards to touch the surfaces around and beyond. As you're in this posture, begin deepening your breath and waking your body up from the inside. Lengthen and deepen your breath. Observe your belly rise on the inhale and drop back down on the exhale. Whenever you're ready, wiggling your fingertips and your toes, waking yourself up with a little bit of movement. Whenever you're ready, moving your wrists and your ankles. Bending your feet and laying the soles of your feet on the ground, bending your knees, allowing your lower back to kind of have a little bit more contact with the ground. Windshield wiping to the left and to the right. Whenever you're ready, just dropping both your knees to the right side and just come into a fetal position. Using your right hand as like a pillow on your head, prop it up. And begin focusing on your breath. Straighten out your left leg. Put your left hand in front of your chest and slowly help yourself up into a seating position. Putting your hands on your knees. Elongating your spine, and just observe here how you feel, how the entire practice feels in your body. And I want you to take this level of calm into the rest of your day, your evening, your life, whenever you've done this practice, to really hold and keep and sustain this level of serenity and peace and calm. Bringing the palm of your hands to your chest, and then taking it to your third eye between your eyebrows, keeping your eyes closed, or maybe just taking a look at me here. We're going to end every posture in the same way. So may your thoughts, putting the hands by your eyebrows, and then take it down to your lips. May your words, and then take the palm of your hands back down to your heart. May your intentions all be aligned into one. Dropping your hands back down, I'm going to end with a chant again. God grant that the light of unity may envelop the whole earth, and that the seal, the kingdom is God, may be stamped upon the brow of all His people. God grant that the light of unity may envelop the whole, and that the seal, the kingdom is God, may be stamped upon the brow of all His people. Bringing the palm of your hands in front of you and rubbing it. Then cupping your eyes, blinking in the palm of your hand. The first time opening your eyes after the practice. Opening our fingertips, allowing more sunlight to come in. And then blinking some more and dropping our hands whenever we're ready and adjust it to the light. hope you guys enjoyed that practice. Namaste. If after that practice you had any sensations, welcome to email me and let me know like what you were feeling. Every time you do this practice, you're welcome to email me and let me know how you feel every time. It is likely that you'll experience something new. Hopefully this practice brought you a little bit closer into what nonviolence means to you and how you can practice that in your day-to-day life. And in the Baha'i writings, it says, when a thought of war comes, oppose it by a stronger thought of peace. A thought of hatred must be opposed by a greater thought of love. So whenever we think of nonviolence, we must muster up the feeling of a higher power to be able to overpower our negativity or our violence in thought, mind, or body. So really, gratitude is one good, quick way to intercept the thought. Being grateful of the other person and what they've taught you, what they've shown you is great. If it's a person that's you're feeling non-violent towards, or if it's yourself, showing that gratitude to ourselves for trying so hard and always really putting our best foot forward, or really striving all the time, constantly, because no one knows more than yourself of how much you try and how much you strive. And really to acknowledge yourself and acknowledge your heart and be grateful for how much you truly try sometimes is important in those times when we fail, or we might have not even reached our own expectations of ourselves. So to be really gentle and removing this habit of nonviolence, as it is the first universal vow in yoga. No other virtue, at least in the concept of yoga, can you develop any other further virtues without nonviolence. So it's really the cornerstone of all the rest of everything that's going to be built on top of that. Next week, we'll talk about truthfulness. Truthfulness is the foundation of all human virtues within the Baha'i faith. So we're actually going to learn from a different perspective how that is also so important. So nonviolence and truthfulness really, to me, go absolutely hand in hand. Is like to share your truth in a way, yet also not create more harm to others. So thank you so much for being with me in this practice. I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, whenever you're watching this. And feel free to email me every time you do this posture and you watch the replay of it. Please do let me know how it was for you. I would love to hear it. And I'll see you in our next practice.